Hello, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever time you watch this video. And it's your boy Zach back with here with ZT.V. And I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving weekend. I know me, I'm enjoying it myself. I got a nice 4-day weekend from my job and everything, and it was just nice seeing family. And I just hope everybody had a chance to visit family and friends and had a safe weekend. Hope everybody's week went well. But I want to talk about something that's been very controversial. And I'm going to say this not because I'm a Cowboys fan and have been a fan for years, but I'm defending a man that's innocent. Okay? And I'm on record as stating in the past 6 years, even on my other channel, that you can't just say everybody's racist. You can't assume everybody's a racist. Every owner in the NFL don't got bad intentions. Everybody in the NFL, every owner that's in these sports, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, or whatever sport, or even hockey, none of them are Joe Tsai, and even GM General Sean Marks. None of them are those guys. Okay, I'm just gonna cover this. I'm gonna cover this up because it's really ridiculous and it's very stupid. And I know the reason why this is happening. So I want everybody to really pay attention because the reason why this photo was dug up all of a sudden and is going viral is because this man right here is actually winning football games like he did last year. Okay? Jerry Jones' football team is playing even better than they did last year. The fact that the Cowboys are 8-3 since last Sunday, within 4 days. They had a very short week, matter of fact. This team has knocked off the number 2 team in the league, which is the Minnesota Vikings, who were 8-2. They shut them down completely. 4-3. That means Kirk Cousins was kept out of the end zone. Justin Jefferson couldn't score at all. He was shut down by Trayvon Diggs, which is the little brother of Stephon Diggs. The fact that you got Michael Parsons basically playing like the best pick in the draft. You got Tony Pollard playing even better than Ezekiel Elliott. Dak Prescott is playing a lot more aggressive due to Mike McCarthy's play calling. And speaking of Mike McCarthy is definitely not Jason Garrett at all. I'm going to tell you that off the top. Let the record show Mike McCarthy is a far better head coach than Jason Garrett ever was. Because Mike McCarthy actually won a ring. That man has a Lombardi trophy that he won. Back when he was Aaron Rodgers' head coach in his Green Bay days. And the Cowboys are winning games like they did last year. Except this year, they're projected to have an even better record. Because last year, they won 12 games. This year, this team is projected to win at least 14 or 15, 13 to 15 games. The way it's going. So you look at the fact that his defense is playing good. CeeDee Lamb is officially a top 5 receiver. That man is up there with Tyreek Hill, Justin Jeffries, Stephon Diggs, and even Deebo Samuel. If he's not a top 5, he's at least number 6 or 7. He's a top-ranked receiver. Like you look at the Cowboys, right? They just knocked off 2 contending teams, and they just beat the New York Giants on just yesterday on Thanksgiving Day. Everybody thought they was gonna lose. I'll be honest. Everybody thought the Cowboys was gonna fold over to the Giants. The Giants was also 7-3. And then you look at the simple fact this Cowboy team is pretty much on the back heels of Philly. They at the back door. If Philly was to lose this Sunday, the Cowboys have a chance to take that first seed. I'll be very honest. The Cowboys are playing like they're an actual threat in the playoffs. And I'm going to be very honest. If Tom Brady was to face his team in the first round in the playoffs, this time, he's going to lose. I'm going to tell you that right now. Yeah, Tom Brady might have beat him in the first game. Remember, in the first game, you didn't have Michael Gallup. The Cowboys have injuries. Now that they've been clicking and have been on fire, Tom Brady's definitely for the lose. So the Cowboys are a strong threat to as far as reaching that EMC championship. So that's why this photo here of him back in, I think it was the 40s or 50s, that's why they was dug up, because they're trying to destroy Jerry Jones mentally. They want him to be hated. It's because whoever this was, and I wouldn't be surprised if this came from either Minnesota, the New York Giants, or even the Philadelphia Eagles, one of their camps. This came from. Y'all gotta understand something. When a certain team is winning that they don't expect you to win, you're gonna have people playing dirty. I do believe it. This came from one of the teams that the Cowboys defeated, and they're mad and angry. That's what this comes down to. It's a simple fact that the Cowboys are winning. They're back to being a strong contending team. So they want to try to cancel Jerry Jones. They want you to hate Jerry. But I'm going to remind you that Jerry Jones has done a lot for black people. That man wrote his wrongs. You can't use this old photo to use against him, because this is back when he was a kid. Because racism is systematic. It's taught. Racism is not, nobody's born racist. I'm going to tell you that now. That comes from your parents and grandparents and great-great-grandparents. Yes, this might have happened back then, but this man here has gotten older since then. This man is in his 80s. I think 70s or 80s by now. He's gotten more wiser, more mature. Jerry Jones took his money. He saved the city of Dallas. He saved Irvine, Texas. The man bought that team from Tom Landry, who's run into the ground, and he changed it. He made them back into a winning franchise. The man won 3 Super Bowls in the 1990s. You can ask any black player, any black athlete, current and past, all these Hall of Famers. Jerry Jones has a lot more, has literally way more black Hall of Famers than he does Caucasians, than people of his skin color. From Emmitt Smith, Charles Haley, Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders, Marcus Spears, DeMarcus Ware. You even had Eddie George. You know, Aaron George is known as a Titan, but he was still on the man's team. That's a Hall of Famer. Terrell Owens was another Hall of Famer that played for him. Ricky Williams, right? All these Pro Bowlers that this man has had on his team. The Kevin Smith that had them 2 interceptions against the Steelers in that 95 Super Bowl. You keep going down the line. They've all had nothing but positive things to say about Jerry Jones. And let me just go through this man's track record of the players that he's actually helped out. So this is a man who, when Michael Irvin was caught smoking crack and got his house raided, Jerry Jones paid the money to get Michael Irvin out of jail, the post bail, so he could continue to play in the playoffs and help this team win championships. Yeah, because the only time you ever heard about Michael Irvin doing drugs and getting cheating on his wife and getting caught was on his documentary. Then on top of that, this man has gave players second chances like Adam Pac-Man Jones. Stayed in and out of trouble. Jerry Jones kept bailing that man out. Greg Hardy. The Greg Hardy that was cut from the Carolina Panthers, I believe back in 2013, around there, because the man was caught in domestic abuse, beating his wife up, laying hands on his woman. Jerry Jones signed him to a contract. I believe it was like the 2015-2014 season. He signed, it's 2015. He signed Greg Hardy to a contract. Gave him a second chance. Michael Sam, the first openly gay black man to come out the closet. It was not Jason Collins, nor was it Michael Nassib for the Raiders. He came out last year. No, the first openly gay football player to ever come out was a black man named Michael Sam out of the University of St. Louis, Missouri. He went to Missouri State. The Rams, when they were in St. Louis, cut Michael Sam because he was gay. And they thought it was a distraction. The players were uncomfortable. Who gave that man a second chance? Jerry Jones did. This is the same Jerry Jones who is the reason why Ezekiel Elliott is not in jail now behind a rape charge. Well, it was twice. The first time, Ezekiel Elliott was caught on camera pulling down a woman's bra. Now, it was Mardi Gras, and the woman didn't want him to do it anyway. The woman didn't care because he's Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott that won a BCS National Championship with Ohio State that beat Marcus Mariota's Oregon Ducks. The first time it happened, yeah, it was on, I think, Undisputed, and the first take covered it, but Jerry Jones swept under the rug. The second time, this was like the second season in, Ezekiel Elliott gets in trouble by the woman he was seeing. because the woman didn't want to leave his house. So she tried to get him in trouble by saying he molested and raped her against her will. So Zeke Elliott was actually in jail. He was detained. So Jerry Jones came out of pocket, best money in the world to afford the best attorneys, and prove Ezekiel Elliott innocent. Now Zeke still have to serve a 7-game suspension like Deshaun Watson's going through right now, but the man ain't in jail like Brian Banks had to go through. And despite all that, Zeke Elliott still forced his man to pay him first before Dak did. Y'all wonder why Jerry Jones didn't pay Dak the money right away? Had the franchise tag him because Zeke forced him to pay him. And still Jerry Jones paid Dak all that money. He paid Zeke the money, but then this man gave Dak, speaking of Dak Prescott got $60 million guaranteed. Because of Jerry Jones, Dak is getting paid Patrick Mahomes type money. And the man didn't win not a single Super Bowl yet. He still didn't do anything different than Tony Romo. And he's getting paid more than Romo was getting paid. That man's making Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady type money. And he hasn't been to a single championship. Joe Burrow deserves to have that money more than him. Joe Burrow actually went to a Super Bowl last year. So did Jimmy Garoppolo and Jared Goff. And he's getting paid more than those particular players. But yet, y'all, people want to sit here and call Jerry Jones racist. Y'all need to get out of it with that. Because this is like I said on my social media before, on my Instagram and on Facebook. If you don't like the way the football being ran, don't watch it no more. All this him being racist, I don't expect that by Charlemagne the God. I know Charlemagne God is also a Cowboys fan, but saying Jerry Jones is the most racist, come on now, let's stop it. This man is giving several black players opportunities, troublemaking players second chances. Like, people need to get out of here with that. This right here don't count. The man was young, he didn't know any better. Jerry can't help it his family didn't like black folks. He could help it that he was involved in a racist school that he had to attend. But the man got older and got more wiser. And just like the Chicago Bears owner, which is the daughter of the original owner, she apologized for how her father treated those black players at the 1930s. So what did she do? During 2020 season, and I remember I responded to an idiot named Rick Strong that looks for anything to race bait NFL, and I had to check him because it was Mitch Trubisky and 4 other black football players who also said that we're wearing these throwback uniforms and we're doing a donation, we're doing a charity event, and we're gonna give this money to go towards social media, social justice issues that Colin Kaepernick was protesting about. So a lot of these owners are not racist. People need to stop that. Just like when Brian Flores trying to sue the Dolphins. Come on now, you can't sue Stephen Ross. A black man fired him, not Stephen Ross. I didn't like it when Ken Stills came at him. Again, this gotta stop. No, this photo's getting pulled up because one of these teams the Cowboys have recently beaten, are angry and they're jealous of them. That's why. The Cowboys are winning games. Nobody expect the Cowboys to shut down the Minnesota Vikings 40-3 at all. They assumed that was going to be a loss or a close game. All Jerry Jones' team did was expose Kirk Cousins for being overrated. And I'm on record saying that Kirk Cousins is average anyway. He's not that great of a quarterback. Team got shut out completely. Defense was a no-show. That's what they're mad about. They're pissed off at that. Because the Cowboys winning is changing a whole lot of things. They don't want to see the Cowboys. They don't want to see this man win another ring. That's what this is really coming down to. Now, let me show y'all something. I'm going to show you the Cowboys are proven. Now, let's look at their remaining schedule. Because the Cowboys, like I said, they have a chance to get an even higher record than last year. They have a chance to get at least a first round bye. They could get that second seed, right? And they can become a first or a second seed. Now, look at these 2 games should be with. So I know the coach got Jeff Saturday. But this is first season in. Jeff Saturday just now inherited the team late into it. They should be able to beat the Colts with no problem, especially with Matt Ryan at quarterback. But then you got the Texans who only won 1 game. They're like 1-8. That's a win. Jaguars, this is another win. Now this game right here, this is going to be another challenge right here. Now if the Cowboys beat Minnesota Vikings, imagine what they're going to do to Philly this time. And I'm just going to be honest. I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm not even being biased, but I think the Cowboys could shut down Philly. That's another reason why that's happening, because they're a threat to the Eagles. The Cowboys could definitely beat the Eagles without a doubt. I believe that in my heart. I'm not going to take anything from Jalen Hurts, To me, he's the current runner-up for the MVP award. He has a strong chance of getting that, but let's be honest. The Cowboys' defense have improved big time. Dak Prescott has looked very good over the last 3 games. And against the Packers, it wasn't even Dak's fault he lost. Them penalties cost us. In overtime against Aaron Rodgers, which pissed Mike McCarthy off. And ever since then, the Cowboys have not lost. They're on a 2-game win streak. Coastal Texas, they should be like with these 3 games, they should be at least about 12 and they should be 12-3. This is 10-11. With the Jaguars, they should be 12-3 by the time they reach the Eagles. I'll be very honest. The Eagles are in trouble. They're in trouble now. Now, this Tennessee Titans team, this is going to be hard. That's going to be a very hard game. That's going to be the toughest game on the schedule. Them and the Eagles are going to be the last 2 toughest games on the schedule because they can beat the Commanders. The Commanders are not beating Dallas. Not this time. Don't get me wrong, the Commanders could definitely upset you, but they're not going to beat the Cowboys. Tennessee, they might lose to. They're going to be 12-4, but this game here, they're going to be at least 13-4. I'm going to say the Cowboys are going to finish with at least 13 wins. Because I don't know if they're going to beat the Titans. It's a chance. The Titans are maybe. They still got a possible strong chance. Again, they beat Minnesota, which is the number 2 team in the league. Minnesota just got done beating Buffalo just a week before. And they just beat the Giants just on Thursday. Come on now. Tony Pollard is getting 8-9 a carry. Played even better than Ezekiel Elliott. They got two top-tier running backs. Even the tight end is playing well. Yeah, this is because of good play calling. And if the Eagles lose, let's say the Eagles start losing like 2 games, the Cowboys could take that first seed. Because against out of them Minnesota, they have the tiebreaker. Now, let's look at some more stuff, right? Let's look at their rankings. Look at points per game. 25.4. They rank number 6. Opponents game 17.0. Number 1. Right? Look at the yards, right? Rank number 11 in yards. Against versus the defense. Number 7. Rank 7. Points per play. 0.043. Number 8. Opponents per play. 0.267. Number 1. Look at yards, right? 13 in yards. Look at this. 4.9. Number 5. Look at this. Look at all these stats. See, I'm somebody who I do actual research. I look at the stats. I look at the statistics. I don't just speak from my mind. I want everybody to see this. Look at rush play. Look at rank number 7 in the rush. Look at the versus the defense, right? Look, number 12. 55.86%. Pass play percentage. 51.59. Now, they're not that good right here, but again, look at these numbers. The numbers don't lie, y'all. They don't. The Cowboys got solid numbers. Numbers ain't bad. The Dallas only problem right now is the penalties. The penalties hurt them with all this. The penalties hurt their percentages, but they're playing very decent football. Let's look at the ranks. Best NFL defense ranks. Now, but they say Buffalo right now. But look at San Francisco and Dallas is right under them. Dallas is number 3 in defense. You got the Niners, of course, but you got Buffalo, but you got Dallas right under them. They're pretty much the number 3 ranked team. They're up there. So I want people to understand that. I want people to understand what's going on. Okay? This is why the Cowboys are winning games. It ain't got nothing to do with Jerry Jones's photo right here. Okay, so get that out your head now. That got nothing to do with that. That's ridiculous. Excuse me. Again, it's cancel culture. They want to go after anybody. No, somebody pull that up, try to hurt the Cowboys mentally. Now, Jerry Jones has already explained his past already. Because it's been reported that Jerry Jones took that team to a black museum recently. Jerry Jones already explained his past already. He has already apologized for it. So it's not hurting the Cowboys at all. This is a certain somebody or a certain owner playing dirty who's angry at that man for winning games, for beating a football team. Because if you look at the schedule, let's look at it. Let's go back and look at the schedule here, right? Look at the Bears, 49 points. The Green Bay barely beat them, but look at that, right? 40-3. Come on now. When the last time you ever see the Cowboys beat the Vikings 40-3? Look, well, we know that I told you Rams gonna be a loss. But look at 25-10 divisional rival against the Commanders. Look at these scores. The Giants officially got swept. They beat the Bengals, who are defending AFC champions. Yeah, the Buccaneers beat them now, but that's not gonna happen. And that's another thing. Like I said, Brady's definitely gonna lose this time. If Brady was to face the Cowboys in the playoffs, which I don't believe with Colin Cowherd, you can't believe everything he says. You can't take that man seriously. If the Cowboys face Tom Brady this time, he's gonna lose. That's an L. That's a loss. Mike McCarthy losing to him a second time. But now y'all see, they already swept the Giants. Now, Eagles are in trouble. I'm going to just tell you that now. The Cowboys are right on their back bumper. They right at that door. Philly better win their next 3 out. At least the next 2 or 3 games. Because Cowboys are hot. And they'll definitely beat the Colts in the Texans. I'm not knocking that at all. The Colts are not there yet. Jeff Saturday going to have to work with he's going to have to work with Jim Irsay. And they're going to have to see who they're going to draft. The Colts need a quarterback. Because Matt Ryan ain't it. He's not. Texans, that's a gimme. They'll definitely beat the Jaguars, but the Eagles and the Titans are the only 2 tough teams they got on their schedule. And then they might can beat the Titans. Who knows, man? They have a chance. And let's say if they do beat the Titans, this team gonna finish with 14 wins. They go at least 14-3. If they go all out, they win. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If they go 6-0, right now they're on a 2-game win streak. Right? If they go 8-0 by the end of the season, they could get that first seed potentially. And if that happens, the MVP may change. It might not be Jalen Hurts. It might be Dak Prescott getting MVP. Dak can win MVP if he wins the next 8 games out. Either him or Tony Pollard, one of them. Either him, Zeke Elliott, or Tony Pollard might get MVP. Definitely Dak, but it may be him. Like, no wrong now. I think Jalen Hurts definitely has a chance. Yeah, Jalen Hurts definitely has a chance. I'm gonna say Kirk Cousins because they're not gonna give it to Justin Jefferson. I'd like to see Justin Jefferson get MVP. They're not gonna give it to him over Kirk Cousins, and then Josh Allen, and also Derrick Henry. You can't forget about him. But no, Dak. If Dak goes 8-0 in the remaining, because we got 8 more games left. Let's see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 more games left. They're on a 2-game win streak. If he wins all these games out and goes 6-0, finish with an 8-0 win streak, 8-game win streak, he finished. He'll get the first round bye. He might be the MVP, which would be nice because Dak needs to really redeem himself. And if that happens, the Cowboys might go to they might reach they might make it out the second round. They might be hope for them. Now, me being a Cowboys fan, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. You never can with this team, but who knows? They're looking good right now. So let everybody know, man, do not call Jerry Jones a racist. If you don't like the NFL, don't watch it no more. Don't have nothing to do with it. And you black folks, okay? You liberals. You call Jerry Jones racist, but how many of y'all are supporting XFL that's owned by Dwayne Johnson? Yes, Dwayne Johnson, who's black and Samoan, owns a football league. He owns the entire XFL that he bought off from the Vince McMahon. Why ain't nobody talking about that? But you want to get on a so-called white man and call him racist, breaking up his past, but we don't want to support our own people. That's got to stop. And I'll be covering XFL too in another video. Because Dwayne Johnson can actually get help. He actually turned the XFL into a developmental league. So you got players that's getting picked up anyway, come out the league, like Pruitt, the Cowboys kick return. He got picked up from the XFL, and so did P.J. Walker, the Carolina Panthers' current starting quarterback. He got picked up from there too. That was subbing in for Baker Mayfield. He played for the Houston team they had in the XFL. No, the man ain't racist at all. Okay, that's all cap. Okay, so at the end of the day, man, leave Jerry Jones alone. I'm serious. It's getting ridiculous. What more this man got to do to prove he ain't racist? Because giving Dak that $60 million contract, and even Zeke getting paid over $150 million. Both Dak and Zeke are getting paid a lot of money, and they still have not delivered a Super Bowl. They haven't even won an NFC Championship game at all. Have not even gotten out the second round. They're no different than Tony Romo and DeMarco Murray. Yet they're getting paid more than those two. Tony Romo and DeMarco Murray have never gotten paid the money that Zeke and Dak are getting paid. I'll tell you that right now. And Zeke Elliott held Jerry Jones hostage, forced him to do it. Yeah, you had all that comes from, yeah, Snoop talking trash. Right? Oh, Jerry Jones is racist because he don't pay Dak money. He don't care about his players. Like, man, stop. Again, I got nothing against Snoop Dogg, but that was ridiculous. When he went on, I think it was First Take, did all that, man. Like, come on. So I'm just clearing that up. No, Jerry Jones ain't racist. That's just all cap. Again, this is on air because I just showed y'all evidence. The Cowboys are dominating and winning games. They have a strong chance of getting to the Super Bowl this year. And like I said earlier in the video, Mike McCarthy is a way better head coach than Jason Garrett. That's proven. Again, just look at his record. Even then, when Mike McCarthy was on Green Bay, he had a record against Jason Garrett. He beat Jason Garrett twice in the playoffs. Jason Garrett was never able to beat Mike McCarthy in the NFL playoffs. Ever. Since Mike McCarthy has been on the NFC, Jason Garrett was never able to get a win. And this is the same Jason Garrett that got fired from the Giants last year. And Jerry Jones decided to just give up on him and said, no, you done. And Dak Prescott got the starting job by Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones could easily put Tony Romo back in the game. Tony Romo was healthy by, I think, week 7 or week 8. If Jerry Jones wanted to, he could have benched Dak and put Tony Romo back in there. But Jerry decided to go with the hot hand. Dak wound up winning Rookie of the Year, thanks to Zeke Elliott sharing his award with him. And that was the season win 12-5. And who they lose to? Mike McCarthy. Back then. Who's now that man's head coach. So what does that tell you? Again, they're jealous. Especially if Dak gets MVP, they're going to be hating him even more. They don't like to see this. They don't want to see this man win. That's what this really comes down to. So they want the fans, they want the viewers to hate him. They want to get him out of there. This is to try to hurt the Cowboys and sabotage them. But it's not going to work. God don't like ugly. And God says a liar ain't going to tear in my sight. So this is why I say people need to stop trying to sabotage somebody. Stop trying to play with somebody's past to try to hurt them. You got to forgive this man and move on. You got to forgive and forget. Let the past be the past. Like Stephen A. Smith said, this was like 65 years ago. You let that go. Anyways, y'all, that's the video. And again, this is not me being biased at all. I'm not being biased. I'm just being honest. It's ridiculous. I done seen Jerry Jones do too much for black players, giving black players too many second chances. Like Greg Hardy, for example. Michael Sam, the first openly gay black man. He got people like that second chances to play on his team. I don't want to hear that racism no more. Anyways, man, thank you for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. And like I always say,